everyone. Welcome to our summary for week 3. I just want to talk a little bit about our activities for this week. Um, we had got into some discussion of culture, diversity, cultural competency, and really the thing I want to focus on. We're talking about it again a bit this week, and hopefully I'll see everyone Wednesday night, Wednesday evening for the synchronous session. We're going to do some scenarios in that session, talk a little bit, have some discussion there as well. But really, it's about kind of having awareness and respect for individuals as opposed to, um, you know, not, as opposed to having bias against a group. Just seeing everyone as an individual and being respectful and aware. Um, and that's really what's key, understanding people's cultures, understanding a bit about one another, and that's what cultural competency is about in the healthcare setting. And we had some great examples in the textbook section that was in the classroom, really excellent examples, and we'll go through some of those. I won't we're actually, one of the ones that we're going to use is in that chapter. We're going to use a similar example from the Hmong people. That really the book that they reference in the chapter, really an amazing book, kind of a very touching story, and we're going to talk a little bit about that on Wednesday. But there's even some, they kind of made some lighthearted stories about translation issues and those kinds of things, but they can really lead to huge patient safety issues, scary situations for folks if we're not very cognizant of differences in perhaps the way we operate in our own individual mind, and if we're not having respect and understanding of the way others are operating. So it's just a matter of understanding different cultures, understanding the way others operate in their culture and in their language, or in wherever it is that they may be coming from, and then respecting that. That's really what it's about. So hopefully you enjoyed. I really think that the Hofstede Center's website is neat, so you can take the time to learn a little bit about some of those kind of measures or scores that they have out there for other countries. And I enjoyed hearing some of your personal stories about how you had friends or colleagues that were from some of those other places, and I even some of you that are in class here on campus, even sharing how we have some international students that you've had the opportunity to be friends with or work with here on campus, and how you can really, see those differences between U.S. students and the international students, and how those scores measure up. So it is important. It's important for us to understand those differences, just even as in our interpersonal relationships. So if I have my best friends in the world, the couple that my husband and I are best friends with are from the UK, and we certainly have differences in our personalities, in just in the way we operate. But they're our best friends, and it's our differences that really make our relationship with them interesting. So you just have to be respectful of differences, understand them, and that's if we were all the same, the world would be a pretty boring place. So that's what it's the difference. It's all the differences between us that make life interesting, and it's in the healthcare setting. It's so important to be understanding of those, because in healthcare, obviously, folks come in, they're usually scared, they may be in pain, not feeling well, stressed. So it's very important that in those situations that we are able to assist, and sometimes they're not in the best state of mind. So whatever we can do to help lessen their stress, lessen their pain, is that's the most important part. So hopefully you've enjoyed the discussion thus far of cultural competency. It is such an important part of understanding the healthcare environment, and that's why we've, made this, kind of a key portion of this element of the course. Um, but we talk a lot about patients, and obviously, as healthcare administrators, you're not always one-on-one with patients. But keep in mind, we're not just talking patients here. I refer to patients because they're the easy examples. But when we talk about cultural competency, we're also talking about our coworkers because we need to be cognizant of working with coworkers that come from different cultures, come from different backgrounds. You may be, like, for example, in my world, even though I'm not necessarily working day to day in healthcare anymore, I'm definitely working with folks from different cultures, different backgrounds every day. So it's, with students, with other faculty, with staff. So it's, it could be your coworkers, could be, could be patients, could be if you have students coming into your organization that are coming in to do internships. So you could definitely be coming into contact with folks from different cultures at all times. And that's where it's just really, awareness and respect. Those are the two key terms that you want to keep in mind when you're thinking about culture and diversity in your organizations. Really, really important. One other thing that I wanted to mention, moving into week 4, so starting in week 4 and then throughout the rest of our term, we're going to be focusing on medical terminology. So hopefully you'll find it interesting. For those of you that have some healthcare background, you'll probably whiz through the rest of this course. But very important to the environment of healthcare is the ability to speak the language of the clinical setting. So we're going to be learning suffixes and prefixes and root words and all of those kinds of things. But you will need to access the system that is part of our textbook. And I had grand plans to show you that. Found it. so I've got the textbook. And what you want to do is move this down just a touch. Let me make sure I'm actually in the screen here. Sorry, a couple things going at once. So what you want to do is actually go to right in the hopefully you can see this because the computer's not cooperating with me right now. But you're going to want to go right to right inside the front cover of your text is the information from Elsevier. You're going to want to go to this website, evolve.elsevier.com/Leonard/quick. This is the site you're going to want to go to. You're going to register here to get access. This wasn't a special card or anything like that they had to buy. This should have come right with your textbook. So you're going to want to register here. And then in the classroom, which hopefully you can see this right now, this is your week 4 assignment 2. You're going to enter this instructor course ID. Hopefully you'll be able to just copy and paste it because it's kind of long and there's some underscores in there. But this is your instructor course ID. This will take you right to our classroom. So this is our classroom in that class. So you'll go in there. Now what this is they're like little online exercises. There are a bunch of them every week for this particular class, but you're only required to do 2 of them, one from Chapter 2, one from Chapter 3, the Chapter 2 Quick Millionaire Game, the Chapter 3 Quick Quiz number 2, and each section you'll see practice resources and graded resources. You want to go to the graded resources and do the Quick Millionaire Game and the Quick Quiz number 1, and each week we'll have some of these to complete. But you're welcome to do as many of them as you would like. If you'd like to do more for practice or whatever, this week you might not want to because you have obviously other activities, the blog and those kinds of things. But once we get into just doing medical terminology, you may wish to do some more of them. So if you have any questions, please just let me know. If you have issues getting in there or something, let me know. And I think that's about it. So hopefully I'll get to see everyone tomorrow night, and we'll have some interesting discussion about cultural competency. Okay, thanks so much.